Entity Data Podcast.
Hi, this is Daria from Entity Data, and welcome to Innovation Insights, a series of podcasts in which Entity Data picks out emerging technologies and concepts that are developed today and which we will think that will have a transformational impact on the world economy in the next few years. Today, we're looking at one of the most widely hyped yet widely misunderstood of all technology concepts today, the Metaverse. What does it mean in terms of technology? And how will it affect our business and personal lives? Is it real? Let's find out.
It seems everyone is talking about the metaverse, and yet the concept remains extremely hard to explain. Is it even real? Could it be useful to us? Does it matter to businesses? If so, how? Our headline answers are yes, it is gradually becoming a reality, and yes, it could become very useful, and certainly it's going to have many business applications. But first, we should be clear about what the metaverse isn't. It isn't the property of any one company. It belongs to all of us. It's also not confined to a specific sector. It isn't the property of gamers, for example, even though gaming technology, through its world-building, visually arresting nature, will be fundamental to the metaverse's realization. Not least because the simplest definition of the metaverse we have is the internet in 3D. It's a new way of creating immersive environments in which we do everything we already do online, and more besides, but in a much more natural, engaging, and intuitive way. The metaverse is the product of several different technology strands coming together to create something bigger and markedly different from any one of them on their own. Let's look at them more closely in turn, starting with connectivity. The metaverse depends on moving data in enormous quantities very quickly. To create an immersive environment which you can inhabit, where you can live and act and interact, means we need data-hungry, complex, compelling, exciting images to create 3D worlds. We believe the use of already existing 5G technology is the key to the metaverse's operation, requiring high bandwidth, super fast, highly reliable, and intelligent networks. NTT Data is a leader in this field and is building these networks right now. The second requirement is for 3D interfaces, which give you the impression of actually touching, feeling, being on location, being aware of your surroundings, fully immersed in these imaginative, new virtual worlds. We already use immersive interfaces, often for very practical reasons. If you send an engineer out to repair a complex piece of machinery, for example, you can use an immersive interface so that an expert back at the control center can see what the engineer sees, identify the issues, and give advice on what to do. The engineer on site can use the same interface to explore the machine designs, the systems, and back up data for themselves. The metaverse also builds on other technologies we know well, in particular use of augmented reality, or AR. This is perhaps the earliest and most pragmatic example of metaverse concepts in everyday life. It provides metadata just when you need it. You're in a new city, for example, and you want to know details about attractions, buildings, hotels, restaurants, museums, localities, you name it. Use of AR means you can look at a place and see key information about it, richer data in real time. Yet, this still seems very basic. It's not the sudden leap forward into exciting, imaginary, virtual worlds we've been promised. But so far, we're only looking at the foundations of the metaverse. After all, you need practical, value-delivering applications, or nobody will invest in it. As an example, use of immersive interfaces means that an expert can manage devices like cranes at a port 1,000 kilometers away with perfect safety and efficiency, using 3D interfaces and haptics, which give you the feel of actually physically touching a remote system. That cuts costs, improves control, reduces travel, which is good for sustainability, and simplifies processes. It proves the technology and delivers ROI right now. Use cases like this are paying for more imaginative and potentially transformational metaverse applications. And these could be quite momentous. Retailers are now building virtual locations where we can all browse, explore, test products immersively from our homes. Big brands are developing designs that will only ever exist in the metaverse and that are already retailing for a lot of money. In the virtual world, the only limit is imagination. Well, almost the only limit. This commercial space, like all others, must be managed according to law and properly regulated. There'll need to be a combination of specialist skills, from design to spatial computing to creator rewards to payments, just as in the real world. As with any new technology, the metaverse will and should surprise us. We can see how it's put together and how it operates, but what it becomes will be down to the creative people who use this combination of technologies to develop new ideas that drive value for us all. After all, in the early 1990s, nobody knew what the internet would become, and the commercial power of online activity was not understood at all back then. The metaverse is at the same level of development now. It's surrounded by hype, has a certain mystique, and is also widely mistrusted. We think it's the natural next step in having an online presence. Immersive instead of at a distance, 3D instead of 2D, intuitive and attuned to human responses and actions instead of requiring a certain level of technical know-how. Imaginative, expansive, and, let's hope, always surprising.
If you want to learn more, we have produced a white paper on the metaverse, which gives a useful introduction to this very complex subject. You can download it from our website. Please join us next time for more technology insights.